Shalom, all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings to your brothers teaching the truth with all honesty and sincerity under the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the globe. This is Tyler Yoff, part of GMS, Boston, 145. And this is just a little quick sit down, adding on to two shows that I like from the brother out there in London, Fear the Most High, and the brother out there in Chicago. And they were two well put together shows, you know what I'm saying? I listened to both of them 2 times. Definitely getting into the spirit, you know. And the brother in London had a question on how should they get prepared for the famine and the destruction. And his video is pretty much, you know, going into how we going to rely on Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and, you know, faith is the way, which all the brothers in the know or the circle knows, you know. And the brother in Chicago, he elaborated on it more, you know. We don't know what to do through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. But my show is gonna go off key, because in that question that brothers was asked from England, somebody said with the money, you know, getting into gold resources and what have you. But you know, without further ado, just gonna try my best to go with the spirit, you know. I'm going to start with Ecclesiastes 12. I don't know how I got on 4, but 12 and 1. So lucky. One moment, brothers. Now I'll start from 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of their windows be darkened. You know, this pretty much, you know what this is, going into all these elite, the government, all these people that's shareholders, investors, so on and so forth. They're bending down because they're not making any profit right now in America. The debt is so high, and you know, we dealing with this fiat money. They're barely seeing any returns whatsoever, and it's starting to be noticeable throughout the 4 corners of the globe, you know, how weak America's economy is getting. And there's no future for America if they can't go back to their trade routes, importing, exporting goods, you know, all the things that essentially build this country up to be a great place to come to find wealth. And in verse 4 is saying, the door shall be shut in the street, and the sound of the grinding is low. He shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So everything that was formulated for them to make money is now crashing, you know. And we can see the music is just run of the mill generated music. It's nothing original. It's nothing, unique anymore. It's just the same type of generic music. You know, it's nothing different in it. So that's one of their biggest money maker. It was one of their biggest money maker. And when I say they or them, I'm talking about the so-called Jews. You know, that's why they took over the music industry, so they can make thousands and millions just like that. You know, I'm going on to Proverbs 8 and 10. It says, this is what we ought to do. This is Proverbs 8 and 10, and it says, receive my instructions and not silver and knowledge rather than choice gold. And that's what this word is, man. You know, our expectations shall not be getting rich in this country anymore. I'm trying to remember the scriptures, brother. I hope it comes to me. But you know, it's not for us to be rich here in America. This is Prison Camp 101, Rome 2.0. No, this is not the come up land. And you know, a few brothers are doing well, but they're not happy. You know what I'm saying? If so, and that's the main thing. You know, we get enough so that we can take care of the things that have to be taken care of, so to speak. You know, we're not out here popping bottles. We're not trying to live it up. You know, we out here to help the brotherhood and to help, you know, ourselves keep that roof over our head. You know, the bills paid. You know, and that's about it. You know, brothers ain't trying to do the most. Okay. This is James 5 and leave. I'll start from 1. Okay, 5 and 1. Because, like I said, this is not the place to prosper. If you're an Israelite of the remnant, okay, we're not talking about Nate Satan. We're not talking about, you know, ISUPK. We're not talking about the GOCC. We're not talking about, the list goes on. There's so many now, you know. But the real men of the Lord, if you're a part of that remnant, you're not here to be styling and profiling. No, you're here to do your Father's business. You know, we're supposed to be onto our master. We're supposed to be trying to be just like him. Even though we can't be like him, we are still supposed to be in order to be like him. Okay, that's what the scriptures tell us to do. And it says, go to now, ye rich man, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Okay, so with that right there, that's telling you that these rich men are fearing the worst right now. You know, I'm gonna go to this article with Wells Fargo real quick. It's the latest in the news, and we know who this guy is right here. This is Warren Buffett. You know, the billion-dollar investor. You know, a man that so-called made his money work for himself, so he can get to the level that he's at today, which is, you know, billionaire status. Okay, but little do he know, he's one of those elites that we're going to put in chains. And then, you know, his offspring, all right, going into slavery. But let me just read a quick couple of points in the story here. It says, Warren Buffett is known for being a patient investor, but even his legendary patience must be getting tested by Wells Fargo. Okay, and this is the investment company that he uses right here. It's called Berkshire Hathaway and on the stock market is BRKA. Okay, it said Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has suffered a $2.5 billion loss on its holding in the bank since September 8, when the Wells Fargo scandal intensified, according to a USA Today analyst of data from S&P Global Market Intelligence. And they the people that I guess you would say they would monitor stocks on the stock market. Okay, this is when the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau accused Wells Fargo of creating upwards of 2 million phony customer accounts and hit the bank with a $185 million fine, which is nothing. It's a drop in the hat to them. That's like so-called nigger pennies. Okay, that's nothing. But let's read on. Berkshire's loss for the year on Wells Fargo stock has hit $4.7 billion. See, that hurts pockets right there. This guy right here, he can't stand losing money. Look at him. He looks like he's about to die in this picture. You know? But 4.7 billion is a lot of money. That's a whopper, even for a giant investment holding company that owns stakes in companies ranging from Coca-Cola to Visa to Walmart. It's also more than twice the loss Berkshire has taken on its next 10 worst investments in public. Okay, it's bigger than that. Okay, 10 worst investments in public. Slocky. U.S. companies this year combined. So that's this one company, Wells Fargo. Okay, Wells Fargo has lost 4.7 billion, and that's worse than 10 companies combined. Okay. In addition, that 4.7 loss nearly wiped out the 4.8 billion gain on its best performing stock this year, and that's Kraft's. Okay. Kraft Heinz. All right, according to data from S&P Global. So that one big fuck up, all right, had almost crashed his bank account completely. Right, he made 4.8 billion gain on his best performing stock this year, but they lost 4.7 billion. So that only leaves him $1 billion in interest, not interest, but gain, so to speak. He's not too happy with that. You know. And it said Berkshire Hathaway is the largest single holder of Wells Fargo stock owning, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. You know? But that's a lot of money for that Edomite to lose. So what you think is going to happen now? Since that's going to trickle down to a lot of, you know, of those companies. People are going to get laid off. People are going to lose their jobs. It's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble, like the Bible prescribed. Okay, and there's nothing that nobody can do about it. It's just gonna happen. But other than that, then you got this devil skating off right here, $134.1 million. Okay, that's nothing, but still, he amassed this while working for Wells Fargo, so-called. Okay, but we know he's a part of that scandal for that phony customer accounts, and that's where the money went to, and then he probably spreaded it out. And it's just speculation, me talking as a man, you know. But you know how tricky these devils are, man. They get down like that. So I'm gonna go on to James 5, go back to that, and it says, your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And that's what we just seen in that in that article. You know, it's definitely, it's here. You know what I'm saying? The time of Jacob's trouble is here, and it's nothing that anybody can do to stop it. But like the brother in London said, we must give it to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. He's going to be our mercy. He's going to deliver us. He's the one that's going to see that we get taken care of, you know. Like it said in Isaiah 65, it says, therefore, thus said the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. You know, and that's what time we're coming on, because these people, our people, okay, I'm not going to put it lightly. Our people are caught up in the wiles of this world, man. They love the riches. They love to show off what they have. You know, what's a car if it doesn't work? You know, if you don't have gas for it, what's a car? It's a paperweight. It's trash. You know. See, you have to set your mind on a higher level of dealing with the spiritual aspects of things now, because all that we have are all tangible things. We're looking for the kingdom to be ushered in. All this stuff is going to be burned with fervent heat, like it says in Malachi 4:1. So, you know, my attentions are no longer on this. It's just this last part, you know, it has to be done with the collapsing of the economy, which is going to make a lot of Jakes happy. You should be happy when that happens, because then everybody's going to be placed on the same playing field. Okay, and then from there we're going to have to duck and dodge a little bit, but all through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and his holy angels around us. You know, and I'm talking about the remnant, the small remnant. Not everybody, just the small remnant that can understand through the spirit. You know, this is Ezekiel 7:19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. You know, for far too long, people have been gaining money unrighteously more than righteously, you know, and it just goes back to a saying that, you know, I heard when I was in the world, and it was kind of like behind every fortune there's a crime. Okay, it's just that time, you know what I'm saying? It's that time. Brothers in the know should not have care in the world about this economic collapse. You know, I'm going to rely on the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to get me through. And most people should, most brothers should, that's in the know. That's part of that remnant, you know. Because you can see it's nothing but turmoil when you deal with money. Okay. When this collapse happens, there is going to be no value of currency, no value whatsoever. Right? That's what this scripture is stating that it shall be no value of currency. And then you're not going to be able to satisfy yourself with going out and running to buy a gallon of milk, so to speak. All right. You're not going to be able, they'll fill your bowels. You're not going to be able to buy a gallon of milk. You're not going to be able to buy new shoes for your feet. You're not going to be able to do almost anything that Americans love to do with their little credit cards or debit cards. All that's going to be shut off. It's going to be unfathomable for you regular peons and you 2/3 jakes, which are going to be in the stores robbing everything. But soon after this economic collapse, there will be no electricity, it won't be no gas, it won't be any amenities anymore. Okay, so you go out there and steal all those things for nothing. That's what the first scripture that I read was about, But when Proverbs 8 and 10, of these things are going to be for naught, man. It's going to be worthless, And then there was one more article. This is here in my city. So for a while we've been dealing with P hikes every year. It's supposed to be every other year, but now it's getting reoccurring. It's reoccurring too much, and everybody was figuring what was going on with the money, and why they always raising the prices here and there. Okay, every 6 months we were getting a raise on the tea. It felt like, I no longer catch it, so I don't know when the last raise was, but I'm just gonna pick out a couple of points here. I'm not gonna read the whole article. I'm gonna leave the description in the comment box. It says the MBTA wants to slash as many 72 jobs and outsource as much money room to a private contractor. Okay. Officials at the cash-strapped agency will ask the MBTA Fiscal Management and Control Board tomorrow to approve a plan to hire the Virginia-based Brinks company to handle these cash collections. So all this time they was doing self-cash collection. All right, which is a no-no. The company that collects the money is not supposed to be counting the money and storing the money. All right. The proposal, which would pay Brinks $3.6 million a year for at least 2 years with options, will mark the first move by the T to privatize parts of the system since lawmakers gave it more flexibility to seek outside contracts under a 3-year reprieve from the so-called Pacheco law. I don't know what that is, but I will be studying it in brothers, Salaki, not knowing what that is, but let's look it up now. All right. Others at no cost, with due regard for the taxpayers of the Commonwealth and the needs of public and private workers, the General Court finds it necessary to regulate such privatization contracts in accordance with sections 53 to 55 inclusive. The General Court does not intend to restrict the use of community facilities to provide care for clients of the state. If any privatization contract relating to such facilities otherwise complies with the provisions of said section 53 to 55 inclusive. Let me see what 53 is. Agency, Executive Office, Department Division, Commissions, or other offices. So basically, they don't want outside people trying to come in and have control of the money room. But I'm gonna go to the last paragraph because this is what's needed, even though they're gonna use this to raise the feds a little bit more. But I got one more scripture after this, and it says, the facility has come under fire for months after T officials launched an audit that found a series of security lapses, including duct tape doors, broken vault locks, and what auditors described as a lax culture among employees. Okay, so basically they busting them on a level of, we just want you guys out of here. We know that you've been stealing it, but we can't prove it yet, but we will. To all those employees that was hired by the T to handle that money room. All right, and I only put that there to say this last scripture. See if I can. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax worse. And it said in 13, Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay. Verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Verse 14, the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's basically, the scripture I wanted to end with, because you can see the iniquity of the world, man. This place is one wicked fucking ball. All right. They all have women. Mad, even 2/3 of our people. From other nations, they're all mad and drunk with the wine of Edom. Okay, Babylon the Great. But as long as his brothers out here preaching the word, the truth and sincerity, and pushing the kingdom, heaven coming onto all people, all nations, right? That's our salvation. That's our way out of here. All right. So don't worry about anything when it comes to food and shelter. All right. The Lord is going to provide all these things for his servants. So that's what it means to store things in heaven, because sending up our prayers is like storing our ticket out of here, man. Doing the works is our ticket out of here. Okay? Lord's will. Because you can do the work and still it might not be for you to get up out of here. But Yahweh Ratzah are that, doing the works with faith. Okay? That